Look at all the value our deck has in it. It's been a while since I've played a good quality Green Sun Zenith package here. It's been a while since we played. Hopefully we just play against a bunch of Storm decks. Hopefully we play against a bunch of Storm decks. I just want to see you choke somebody out. Me too. Wife just said, I remind her of you because I just had my dog bring me its bowl and I pour her a little food in and she says, oh, you wish those were Cheerios. That you've played equality. It's still a while. What do you think of Loam in Modern? I think trying to play a grindy card advantage game in Modern is very foolish. You should just be trying to get your opponent dead as quickly as possible. So, if you want to play a grindy format where card advantage matters, I would recommend looking at a couple of different legacy decks. There's probably some grindy decks in Vintage too, but Modern is definitely not the format where you want to try and grind your opponent out. You get rewarded for killing people quickly in Modern. Oh no, Vintage Q! Please, Vintage Q, come back! Yeah, Standard often has some grindy decks in it. What do I think of Magic Arena? I think, as initially advertised, Magic Arena doesn't have anything to offer someone like myself who's largely looking to just play competitive Magic. I think it looks great as a casual client, and if they invest what I hope they invest into it and actually make it a replacement for Magic Online, it has the potential to be really pretty awesome. But if they don't intend to replace Magic Online with it and like give me competitive events and non-rotating older formats in it, it's just like gonna be DOA to someone like myself. I'm actually going to be starting with Pirates, because Pirates are awesome, but, I mean, we'll probably play other things, too, at some point. I hope it's intended for competitive events. Like, I think that's really, and honestly, I think Wizards knows this, that, like, having a client like that is what Magic needs to kind of step that up to the next level. As far as Magic goes in, like, the esports arena, I'm, like, connecting Magic to more potential players. I think I just want a Deathrite Shaman on one here. I could get in trouble. Am I getting stifled? Brainstorming in response. The Tinkerstorm deck seems really sweet. That's definitely the deck I've had the most fun playing. Controversial opinion, dinosaurs. Am I supposed to Thoughtseize or am I supposed to Deathrite here? The conservative play is to Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'm going to Thoughtseize because I have the Mox, I can play a 3-drop next turn guaranteed anyways. And in case they're playing some kind of combo deck, I'd like to Thoughtseize. Grab a Bayou here. Yeah, because I have the Mox, I get to Kambal next turn anyways. Yeah, the Brainstorm does suggest combo, I agree. Gush, Force, Top. Huh. I'm just gonna take the Gush out of their hand here. I'm gonna cast this Mox, then I'm gonna pass the turn. Yeah, it is looking like my opponent's playing the Paradoxical Storm deck, I agree. Their hand is Force, and then one card I don't know currently. It's a Recall, yep. We do not have a Tundra, but we also don't need a Tundra, right? There might be merit to Wastelanding plus Deathwriting here. This is like almost certainly getting forced. I don't need double black for anything, right? So I just get a Savannah. I don't need double green for anything either, though. That's fair, Ifro. I kind of wanted to like stunt their card advantage, but then they picked up Recall. Okay, maybe they're not on Storm? Huh, weird. I think you're right that perhaps I should have taken the Force if we put them on Storm. They could have not ripped a blue card, but like I feel like if they had the option to like, if they cared about this, they would have just used this, right? They could have a mentor here. Yeah, that's true. They could just be tinkering for a Blight Steel. Yep. Is this one good? If so, why? Tinker Plan, really good against Kambal, turns out. We don't have any tools for this, do we? I didn't put a Maze of Ith in, so we can't just get Knight of the Reliquary. We have like one plow we could rip. Even that's pretty likely to get forced. Yeah, watch us draw one of the fatal pushes that we cut the plows for. This is indestructible. I'm gonna do this first. Cast Deathrite Shaman. We do have a couple Containment Priests on the board. I get one draw. I get one draw to plow. Like, hope they don't have a blue card for this force. Pretty narrow. They probably have a blue card for this force. At least his ability can't be activated. So we have the small victories. All right, so what are we doing here? Choke seems fine. Honestly, Containment Priest doesn't seem bad. Trygon Predator out. Anafenza out. Scavenging Ooze out. Oh, Fatal Pushes are terrible. Unlike Plow, which would have been excellent. Extra Null Rod is fine. Canonist is fine. I mean, we have Null Rod. And they have a lot of ways to find their Tinker. And, like, Kambal makes most of their win conditions that aren't Tinker very, very bad. So I think having another card to lock out the other part of their win conditions is reasonable. So because this locks them off of a lot of their win conditions, this locks them off of the remaining, basically. All right, buy you Deathrite Shaman. What's the line on winning a match in this league? Like, number of matches we win. It's like 0.5 is probably the over-under, right? Is anyone going to take the over on 0.5 for match wins in this league? I like the optimists. I like the optimists in here. Are we just getting turn 1'd? I think we're getting turn 1, chat fam. God, why did we put a bunch of bad green cards in our deck when we could be drawing 4 cards on turn 1? Oh no! Oh no! What are the odds they don't have anything else to do? God bless. God bless us, everyone. They don't have anything else to do. Alright, exile that one. Try and put my Tutor into play. Force pitching Ponder, sure. Resolve! Resolve! Tinker, kill me. Time Vault, kill me. They pitched the Ponder. Yep. They must have drawn the Preordained then. No, I've got Bayou in here. Why does everyone always ask me if I've queued with the wrong deck? In Legacy, they ask me if I've queued with my Modern deck. In Vintage, they ask me if I've queued with my Legacy deck. Vintage Tron. This format's way too degenerate for Tron. There are tons of Wastelands and Strip Mines in this format. Holy gosh. I guess I could have played this. If I played my other land. Yeah, that was loose. Well, I get to wasteland them now, I guess. Amp tutoring in response. Sure, so they're going to get Tinker, and then we're dead. Man. Man, oh man. I don't think we're not going to dredge tonight. We're not going to quite make it there. We're going to dredge probably next week or sometime midweek. We should stay away from brewing and vintage. We should just play the good decks. The good decks have been winning me tickets. Oh no. We do in fact need to draw more Null Rod, you're not wrong. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna make him kill me. Because they have to kill me through the Kambal, so is there any way I can, like, yield? No possible play, yield all. Oh, I have to eat something with this, right? Because, like, this is in play, right? I mean, I assume they have a way in their deck right now to get rid of this, but, like, I feel like I want to make them do it. All right, all right, all right. Got it. Got it. How would you preordain when you could draw your deck? The hard hitting questions. While we wait for the next match of this league to pop, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. Hope everyone wrapped up and had a great weekend. If you're down in the Florida state, hope everyone's staying safe from the weather. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer, and we're hanging out playing some Vintage here this evening on my normal Sunday night stream, second week doing it here on Sunday evenings. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, you want to produce more Magic and Vintage and Eternal content, definitely consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. It's September, so all new first-time subscribers get half off their subscriptions. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal and check out with them, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. You can use promo code Jeff5 to save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves. You can upload your own custom artwork that you have permission to redistribute or select from their wide range of pre-selected artwork from artists up there. And finally, SpareDeck.com offers kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. If you're someone like me that plays mostly online and occasionally you want to play a local event or travel to a bigger tournament, you can rent a deck from them, and using code Hoagland7, you can save 7% on your rental. Peace, Sarathi. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch you later. That's a good plug for my YouTube channel as well. Link down below is my YouTube channel. Because I don't stream with copyrighted music here on the channel, 100% of my streams get uploaded to YouTube after the fact, and I break them up by game and by deck and by format. So if you want to watch just Vintage, you want to watch just a specific deck in Vintage that we've played, or Legacy or whatever, you can go on there and filter for just that format or that deck and find whatever you're looking for without watching anything else. Dum 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 dum. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Well, so when we set out to build this deck, we were like, you know what deck we want to build? We want to beat Storm by playing Kambal. And then we just lost to the Tinker Storm deck. So I feel like we've failed at our one stated goal. So, yep. We haven't resolved Garruk yet. With Kambal had 2 both games. We beat Storm, but not Tinker Blightsteel. Yeah, that's true. More Null Rods, more Swords to Plowshares. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. We're going to run this thing into the ground here. Play until we have 3 losses. This is a terrible, terrible idea. It was a brew. Bad. It's a bad list of cards. Brew, I feel like, implies something competitive. This is just a bad pile of cards that happen to be Vintage legal. Easy mulligan here, no second mana source. Can't Green Sun for a Dryad Arbor or anything like that. So we're playing 3 rounds. Exactly. Someone who understands. Thought of that? Misstep. It's Dees. You getting a Bayou here? Yeah, probably getting a Bayou so I can cast this Abrupt Decay. You have a link to the 5-color Humans deck? There's some Vintage legal cards in it. Doing stuff and things. Couple 2-3 Vintage legal cards. The old fatal push here. Strip mine them off of that. Just got a Diabolic Tutor for a land. That seems miserable. The world is our oyster. What can we get? Man, when you put only bad cards in your deck, even Demonic Tutor is not very exciting to cast. I'm just gonna get a Wasteland. I'm gonna Wasteland them next turn. It's a pretty good draw. Maybe we should have tutored for that one. A brainstorming response here? Nope. Well, Mentor's restricted, so I guess you could play Mentor plus Pyromancers. And opponent's not really doing anything just yet. I might just like hard take 8 next turn, depending on if we fight a fetch land or not. Want to like start generating some cards here. We don't need Trygon Predator. Keep this one though. How did shops go? We finished 3-2, Jet. In spite of me being an idiot, we finished 3-2. Let's do the time warp again. It's probably getting mana drained. Feels like they've been passing with mana drain up. Yep. Doesn't feel very good. Yeah, kind of. We've got a white splash too. It's like base green black with like splashing good blue, and our opponent's gonna storm off here. It's Maverick with power. Yep, it's a good way to put it. Oh, that's gross. What a board. Can we just like appreciate the board that my opponent has right now? Just like Library of Alexandria, Jace, no other cards. We're a little bit off of Green Sun for Leovold. This is probably getting forced. I really just want to shuffle away the bad cards we just put on top of our deck. I'm going to put Teaglesworth into play here, I think. Might be a little bit late. Like I said, I mostly just wanted to shuffle there. I don't think any of the other cards we have are particularly impressive on top of our deck. Opponent just like the casual 12 cards in hand. It's like, how's your 2/2 for 2 over there, Hoagland? I got 12 cards in my hand. Please give me something to Mental Misstep. God bless you. Oh no, they misstepped our misstep. I don't know, if this Teeg gets to kill this Jace, we might be in this game. I do not have high hopes of this Teeg killing this Jace. Opponent has to move to hand size? That's pretty unlucky. Why is this deck so terrible? Yeah, Gifkin Advisor 1, Jace 0. You draw that card, opponent. This deck looks sweet. This deck looks super sweet. We're just going to start eating stuff out of their bin. I think we're just drawing an extra card this turn because to try to dig a little deeper. They're not really pressuring our life total. Oh, and by that, I mean we're going to put this one on top. Yeah, I can keep this. This is pressure, right? Under pressure. Boom, 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 bitter dum boom. Boom, 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 bitter dum boom. Oh no, I don't want to make blue mana. Sorry. Well, should you have experience in the vintage format, you would also be asking that question. It does actually tap for mana. They did on board. They did put a Seeker of the Way in the discard pile. Yeah, they must be playing some kind of mentor thing. Remember that time our opponent had a Jace and a Library of Alexandria and they just cast a Gush? They could go off with Mentor here a little bit, right? Holy crap. Seriously? Well, I guess I'll gain a life. They are discarding to 2. You're not wrong. Choose 3 lands, sacrifice the rest. Okay, so I'm going to keep this, this. This is what happens. Just force it, Hoagland. Jeez, what's the problem? All my creatures, they are like gone. There's not a Siege Rhino in this deck. A treasure cruising here? Feels like a cruise, yep. Maybe we can draw a recall. We do have a recall in our deck. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. Ha-ha! Gosh, and they're up to using the library again. Oh no! In the future, please avoid pasting large chunks like that. Things are enabled, links are enabled in chat. So. Well, we had a chance is all I'm saying. Now we no longer do. I guess we could hit like Null Rod, right? Wait, Null Rod, we're kinda in this. All right. Probably gonna get forced here. I guess they could have Mana Drain too. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Thoughtseize. Yeah. The problem is that, like, I can't cast Thoughtseize and Kambal that turn. Because I need the land too. Like, I actually can't do both. Like, maybe I'm supposed to Thoughtseize beforehand and then, like, wait a turn to cast the Kambal. They have a Vendilion click in their deck. Oh, you're saying the turn I wastelanded them. No, we're 0% to want to. Oh, this was a punt. Should have played the wasteland out because I could have wastelanded in response here and then fatal pushed the click. Just 10 out of 10 what should have happened there. Force of Will, Mental Misstep. All right, well, I'll take your Force of Will away. And I'll waste you off of red. Remember that time they drew Mentor? Damn it! And they have a Mental Misstep for this. Tilt. I need to shuffle. Yeah, so my sequencing on the Wasteland and the removal spell really kind of hurt, right? And they have a 1-mana thing here, they can kill us. Really kind of hurt that I've messed up my sequencing there because, like, I'd have an Abrupt Decay right now to kill this. Draw a Dak Faden? You've done that pre-combat, right? Why would you do that post-combat and get... I don't understand. Yeah, if you have pushed the click... maybe. Opponent just said they clicked to combat too quickly. That makes sense. So there's no reason not to Dak first, right? Man, I really thought we might win this game when they were down to just misstep in a land. Rip the Mentor. I mean, they've seen so many cards in their deck. It's not too surprising. All right. No, I also messed up because they clicked targeting themselves. So I should have seen that as well. Was not paying attention to that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This might actually be cut a Green Sun Zenith and leave an extra threat in. Dredge is a thing in Vintage. Bazaar of Baghdad is legal in Vintage, so Dredge is actually really popular and really powerful. It is so close to being good if it just had a fetch land. No, I haven't really been enjoying Modern as a format, and Jund isn't a particularly good deck in it. Yeah, this is just like turn 1 Green Sun for Leo, right? Very probable that I'm supposed to get Bayou or Savannah there so I could cast one of these two. That's probably what should have happened. Yeah, drawing Arbor confirmed awful. Man, just like hit the time walk like a pro. That's why we got the Trop. Sure. Just like playing this out so you can have a second Snapcaster Mage up and like double block Leo. Yeah, seems like it. I'm try and bait with this time walk. Feels like they're on a multiple mana drain deck. I'd rather the walk get countered than my Sylvan Library. I guess Jace lets them unsummon Leo, so they can then force it or mana drain it later. Just nothing to do, huh? It feels like they have a second snap in hand, and now that I hit this land, I can attack into it. God, remember my read on the second Snapcaster Mage? I always feel like a powerful wizard when that happens. Watch me just get like stifled here and just like feel miserable about myself. Why should I decay in response to the trigger? Abrupt Decay can't be countered. And this way he blocks. If I decay in response to the trigger, they don't block. I want them to block. I want to get the other Snapcaster off the table. If I wanted to plow the Snapcaster Mage, I think they didn't do anything with the 2 mana last turn, right? What are they gonna do this turn? They have to draw something, right? Dig. Okay, sure. That lets them do that. I don't think that was a... Yeah, they wanted to get the mana there. They weren't going to get to use it anyways. This gives me an opportunity to play Sylvan Library next turn, hopefully. Stick that. Thoughtseize would be nice. Zenith. Alright, actually gonna go get Teaglesworth. Hope we don't get balanced. Don't balance me, bro. We got balanced last game, too. Man, we fought... That Sylvan Library fought through a lot last game. Holy crap. This is a balance. Well, that sucks. Oh, they're just emptying their hand. Their last card, Jace. Man, their last card's a Jace too, isn't it? Alright, Jace versus Library. Man, what a tilt. Maybe letting that mana drain happen was a mistake. Like, it has to be exactly dig through time though, right? It has to be exactly dig through time. No, it couldn't have been Treasure Crude. I had fucking Leovold in play. Like, literally all of their draw cards were, like, cut off, which was the only reason I didn't care about them getting mana. Like, it has to be exactly dig through time. Man, you know what's a tilt? The fact that this... Wait, they have a land in their hand? Except their land's wrong. They have a land in their hand. All right, the fact that this balance let them keep their 3 lands, but it killed my Dryad Arbor. Opponent has Jace to keep Kambal off the table, though, so, like, being fast and loose with their life total is probably fine. It's not like I have any reach in my deck. But, like, if Jace is unsummoning Kambal every turn, then he's not doing other stuff, so, like, that's valuable for us, too. Probably going to take this turn to drop a bunch of cards. I don't think we're going to finish this league out tonight, even if we win a match or two. It's getting kind of late here, and I played the 9-round PTQ today, so it was so long. Might just pay 8 here, honestly. I don't really need either of these, actually, but I guess I don't have a way to shuffle either, right? Keep one of these for now. Yep. Let's play one more. One more to wrap up the night. Thanks everyone that's hanging out here. Hopefully this will be the last one. We'll just, like, eat it and go home. Put this deck out of its misery, right? It's been an unsuccessful evening. We will not be trying to brew in Vintage again anytime soon. Just gonna stick to the classics, if you would. I think I have plenty to learn from the decks that are good. This is just a good example. Like, you definitely want to get a better feel for a format before you try and introduce new things into it. A lot of people play Balance in Vintage. I don't know. I haven't really played against it a ton, but I also haven't been playing, like, creature-based decks in Vintage, so, like, it seems like a good card against the creature-based decks, right? Just like a sweeper that, like, cleans up some lands occasionally, too. Only 3 Kambal. Well, to be fair, Yeah, and fatal push over plow. Look, it's a fatal mistake, really. There were lots of poor decisions that went into the building of this deck. The first match of Magic I played this morning was at 11 a.m. and it's now 25 minutes until 11 p.m. So I'm gonna blame my poor decisions on fatigue. As punishment. I've got kids, Ephro. The kids are going to be screaming and scratching at the doors for me to get up at like 6 a.m. They wake up so early. Someone I follow on Twitter posted this where they're like, I never sleep through my alarm clock. It screams at me until I make it breakfast. And I was like, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Oh vintage, please, with your Q times, won't you give me an opponent? Do, oh Q times, whoa, 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 whoa. I really hope they plan to do a supplemental set or two online to like make some of the vintage staples more affordable, so more people can play this sweet format. This deck has a couple more one-ofs than normal vintage decks. Like, honestly, vintage decks have a lot of one-ofs because, like, a lot of vintage decks just play all of the restricted cards or a good number of restricted cards because they're powerful. Forced to finish this league. No, we're going to drop when we hit 3 losses. Now, pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Vintage, I mean, we play 4 Paradoxical Outcomes, right? We need to play more of this deck. This deck probably would have been a hot mess tonight, though, because I'm so tired. But, like, this deck is such gas. It's so much fun. It needs, like, a Echoing Truth somewhere in the 75 to, like, fix random problems, but, like, this deck is hot fire, and I like it a lot. Thank you, Echoes, if you're still here for the initial donation for that one. We need to play some Dredge, too, at some point. You wouldn't be vintage without exploring some Dredge. We played a Storm-esque deck. We've played Shops. We've played Delver deck. The Delver deck was sweet too. I think I want to try that one a little bit more too. It was a really powerful fair deck. Had some main deck Null Rods, more proactive game plan with Young Pyromancer and Delver of Secrets. If you want to check out all the vintage decks that I've played so far, definitely check out my YouTube channel after I'm done streaming here tonight. This is probably going to be the last match just for the sake of queue times too. The energy flex of the deck. Yeah, right, Rogue? This 5-color humans deck looks, this 4-color humans deck looks pretty sweet too. With Scab Clan Berserker and Kambal, and it's just like all the hate cards. Gemstone Mine. Just like mono rainbow lands. Ziggurat, Cavern of Souls, City of Brass, Mana Confluence. What a weird deck. Alright. If the queue doesn't pop by 10 minutes, we're heading off to bed. You're fine. So the stages don't mean anything for the constructed leagues in Magic Online. The stages are for the sealed leagues, I believe it is, where you get to like add cards to your deck at different points in different stages. I mean, it still plays Time Walk and Recall, right? So like, sounds great. Oh, Q times, where are you now? But do. I am singing even when I am tired. Figure out what I want to write about this week. Does anyone know when we get full excellent spoiler? Is the full spoiler this Friday? Does anyone know? Lose track of when all that stuff is. I just assume someone will point it out. No, Lito, I'm going to bed after this next match, or if this fails to pop. I think so. Okay, I really don't want to write about... standard if the full spoiler is coming up soon. So I'll just wait for the full spoiler and we'll do standard next week. Maybe I'll pick another legacy deck to write about. We talk about some of the exploring in vintage I've been doing, some of the sweet things this format has to offer. The blue-red Delver deck's kind of sweet because it's kind of got a good, like, as far as vintage decks are concerned, it seems like it's a good budget option. Because, like, this deck plays 3 pieces of power. At Library of Alexandria, it's considered power. This is an expensive card at the very least, even if it's not considered power, right? But, like, this is a type of deck where you could just build this deck if you own legacy cards and, like, play vintage reasonably. Like, there's plenty of games where you just, like, don't draw these 3 cards and, like, you're just fine anyways. I think writing about something like this that ports over nicely would be okay idea. Library is power 10. It's another card that's, like, obnoxiously expensive, right, in paper? Like, hard to come by. Many dollar roonies. 500 to 600. Yeah, sounds about right. I think we're going to have to wrap up early, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and stuck through to the end. We've been going for about a little over 4 hours. Over 4 hours this evening. I'm going to be streaming again on Tuesday morning. I do a lot of weekday morning segments. So Tuesday and Thursday mornings, I stream Magic every Tuesday and Thursday. So definitely check that out if you come on back. Well, Vintage Ooze. I was expecting the Vintage Ooze to be kind of slow, but they actually been pretty reasonable for the most part, right? Getting literally, oh no! All right, fine. I gave it 10 extra seconds. I'm gonna be a good guy. Look at that. 10. The old, oh no. The opponent's 0-3. What if they concede to us? Then I have to keep playing with this deck? Is that real? Man, have you ever seen a sadder hand that had a Black Lotus in it? You're just like, this hand is so depressing. This feels like they don't have a land, so I'm gonna mental misstep this. Dang it, I've been had. I understand why they kept their no-lander. Good news, they don't have another land. You could argue that my opponent was a master at baiting. Alright, Teeg. He's going the distance. Watch us just draw, like, mono Green Sun Zeniths from here on out. How great would that be? Just, like, opponent keeps Lotus, Ponder, Recall top, misses their land. We draw mono. The old desperation draw with the top. They got there, ladies and gentlemen. They got there. Where's an Abrupt Decay when you need one? Do I fatal push Gaddock Teeg? Do I fatal push my Gaddock Teeg? Just what better deck building is there than the Green Sun Zenith Gaddock Teeg deck that also has Null Rod and fuck it. What an amazing... I am a master deck builder. I just get Trygon Predator, right? Winner! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I have no idea what they're doing. I'll bring in the extra Null Rod. I'll cut Anafenza because they're obviously not playing Dredge. I guess I'm gonna cut a fatal push. Actually, I'm gonna bring in the choke. All right. What a welcome to Vintage. Enjoy your stay, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing's missing a green source. It's pretty good other than that. Oh no, I should have misstepped that. Big Papa punts. Ooh, they were baiting me. No, it's fine. I just knew I was being baited. Helm outcome top. Why just take the helm, right? I take the top? I'm gonna take their selection. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna cast this Black Lotus. I'm gonna make some black mana. I'm gonna cast my guy, my dude, Master McDuderson here, Kambal. Oh yeah, trigger. What a weird just haven't played any lands yet. It's casual. NBD. Well, my opponent could draw a bunch of cards here. Yep. As you will, opponent. As you will. Let me tell you about my friend here. They have a workshop in their deck? It's so weird. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're dead? We're about to win a match. Shh. Nobody move. Nobody move. We're gonna win a match. Don't. Ah! We did it! We did. That was certainly something. It's nice to end on a high note, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful to end the evening on the highest of notes? Thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll catch y'all around later. I appreciate it. Remember, if you didn't catch the Vintage Shops deck that we played earlier tonight, you could check it out on my YouTube channel. And then we also played some Modern before that with the Humans Company deck that I top 32 the Moto PTQ with today. Peace, folks. I'll catch you. Yeah, Ephra, we want a match. Get got.